Now most kids are starting to get into their back-to-school routines. And nowadays, when you think about kids in school, it's not just in a typical classroom. Cyber school enrollment is up across the board, and we wanted to know how it really works. So we decided to go to class with two boys from the Pennsylvania Virtual Charter School. The back-to-school routine is a little different in the mornings here at Anthony and Christopher's house. Before, the boys tell me it was always a scramble.
Well, in the morning, we had to wake up really early, get ready, then we would have to go to the bus stop and wait for a long time.
Now, he says going to school in the living room makes things a lot easier.
My older son, Anthony, has special needs. He has difficulties reading. He learns everything using his hands. If he's a little bit of a audio learner, but mostly hands-on. Everything has to be hands-on. And in most schools today, it's not hands-on, it's sit and listen.
For the second year in a row, Karen White has enrolled her 10- and 8-year-old sons in the Pennsylvania Virtual Charter School. Every morning, they log onto the computer and get to work. Teachers in their own homes do the same thing.
There's that traditional setting, and that is just, everyone thinks of school, that's what they think of. And this, this model, the virtual model, is very innovative, and it really addresses the needs of every student. But there is resistance there, because it's new and it's so innovative.
But he says for so many families, it's a great experience.
And then you're able to go out and find your own caterpillar and see it for yourself. That's great.
Most of the time, Mr. C, as they call him, isn't here with his students. Instead, when the boys have questions, they email or talk to him on the phone.
And he asks them questions about things they've read and things they've learned, and they have to show him that they have the knowledge, that I've taught them.
The interaction that I do have is always one-on-one time. So I'm getting, at least an hour one-on-one with every student in my class, which in the traditional classroom, that's impossible. Every month.
They also have a special screen that allows them to interact with math problems, for example. It's kind of like an advanced chat room.
He can write on the whiteboard, what's 8 times 4, show me how you worked out the problem. And then Anthony can write directly on the whiteboard on the computer. And so he can see him as he's formulated, as he's erasing it and changing his answer.
It's a model of the future, and I want to be a part of that.
Well, we learn from the computer, and then we take it outside and put it in real life.
I've done this one.
And I have to mention, the boys love the fact that little Petey here can come to school, too. The Pennsylvania Charter School has about 3,700 students statewide. It's public, so it's free, and all the books and materials are provided, including the computer. Now, virtual charter schools are a fairly new concept, so most parents still have a lot of questions about it. Now, if you have a question this morning about Pennsylvania Virtual Charter School or cyber schools in general, email us your questions or your thoughts right now at goodday@fox29.com and try to get them in as soon as you can and keep them short. And in the next hour of the show, we'll be joined by the CEO of the school. She'll answer your questions at 8 o'clock. Again, it's goodday@fox29.com.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be interested in that.
Well, over the past couple of years, the popularity of cyber schooling has skyrocketed.
But is it right for your child? The answers to your questions on the way. Sue.
In the last hour of the show, we featured one of the many new cyber schools in our area. About 3,800 kids are now enrolled in the Pennsylvania Virtual Charter School. And we gave you the opportunity to ask some questions, and now we'll get your answers. Joining us now is Joanne Barnett, CEO of the Pennsylvania Virtual Charter School. Thank you for coming in this morning.
You're welcome, Chanel.
Well, tell me this. You guys are the Pennsylvania Virtual Charter School, but there are several, right? You know what I mean? How many are there in this area?
There are 13 cyber charter schools in the state with about 16,000 students enrolled in them.
All right, I want to get right to our viewer questions. The first question comes from Sandy. She wants to know, is it possible to have several children enrolled in the school at various levels at the same time and then still meet their needs?
Absolutely. The way it is set up, every child in the family will receive a computer, and they will each have a teacher assigned to them to work with the parent, and they each receive boxes of curriculum from our curriculum company K-12, because our school partners with one specific curriculum company.
No, it's a state-run school, but all of the products they receive, including the computer, are free. Is that correct?
They're all free. We are a public school, and therefore all of the materials that they receive are free.
All right, let's go to the next question. It's from Sheila. She says, my son has been diagnosed. It says PDD, but I think she meant to say ADD, but she said PDD. She says, would the cyber school be good for him? And let's just talk in general. We had a lot of people ask about special needs kids. Would a cyber school be good for those kids?
We're an open enrollment school, and as with any public school, all students are encouraged to apply to our school. We then would look at the student if the student has what's called an existing IEP, and to see what the student's needs are as per the IEP. If there is a suspicion that there might need to be specialized instruction, then the student would go through the evaluation and we would take care of it.
One thing I noticed, Karen White, the piece of the mother in our piece, she was right there, right next to the kids. So it seems like you really have to have a parent there all the time that's pretty interactive with the kids. Is that right?
Absolutely, and that's what makes our school so wonderful, is that the parent-teacher partnership that so many schools long for is inherently built into our system.
All right, I have time for one more question. This is from Dan, and this is a very popular question. He says, do you feel that homeschooling will negatively affect the development of social skills greatly needed to succeed in today's society? A lot of people worry that the kids don't get the interaction that they need with other kids.
It's a wonderful question, and to answer that question, we provide a lot of socialization. We're like any other school. We provide monthly outings, and so our students get together with other members in their class, in their geographic area. They also get together in what we call our synchronous classes, our Illuminate sessions, and they have pen pals with other children within the state and with other children across the country.
All right, well, thank you for coming in, answering
You're
our
welcome.
viewer questions. Joanne Barnett, we're doing this whole back-to-school theme, so we thought it was important to include cyber schools this year since it's so huge.
Thank you for inviting
All right.
me.